Mind telling me again where you got this car, sir?
From the dealership. Signed the papers last spring.
And you're sure about that? Just doesn't look like you.
I'm sure. Registration's right here. My name's on it.
Uh-huh.
A white deputy shoved a flashlight into a black man's face on a dark Missouri road and asked, "Where did you really steal this car?" The man stayed calm. Too calm. The deputy's hand drifted toward his gun. A truck screamed past. One wrong move and the night would end in blood. But what the deputy didn't know, what no one on that empty highway knew, was that the quiet black man in the old sedan carried a secret that could destroy careers, shatter a town's pride, and flip the power in a single breath. What happened next would echo far beyond Pine Hollow. Before we go any further, hit subscribe if stories like this matter to you, and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your voice counts. Hands where I can see them. Don't reach for anything. The words cut through the night like broken glass. Marcus Ellison froze, both palms open on the steering wheel. The green night vision glow turned his brown skin a sick shade of neon. Deputy Ryan Holt leaned in close, too close, his breath fogging the driver's window. "I asked you a question," Holt snapped. "Where did you really get this car?" Marcus blinked once. "Slow. Careful." "It's mine," he said. His voice was soft, steady. "I told you already." Holt laughed, sharp and ugly. "Yeah. Because you don't look like the type who owns something this clean." The flashlight flared again, straight into Marcus's eyes. White light burned. Marcus winced but did not move. "Step out of the vehicle," Holt said. "Am I being detained?" Marcus asked. Holt's jaw tightened. His hand hovered near his holster. "You're being investigated," Holt said. "Don't make this hard." Silence spread. The kind that hums. The kind that kills. Marcus Ellison was 42 years old. He taught American history at Pine Hollow High School. Kids called him Mr. E. He wore wire-rimmed glasses that slid down his nose when he read. His hair was graying at the sides. He drove an old silver sedan with a cracked tail light he kept meaning to fix. He lived alone in a small house near the woods. No fancy yard. No loud music. No drama. On Fridays he graded papers late and drank chamomile tea. On Sundays he called his sister in St. Louis and listened more than he talked. He was the kind of man people looked through. And that was fine with him. Most days. But nights like this, nights like every stop he'd ever been pulled over, carried a weight that never went away. Marcus had learned early how to stay calm. How to keep his voice even. How to fold his registration neatly in the glove box so no one could say he was fumbling. He had learned how to smile when he wanted to scream. He had learned how to survive. "License. Registration," Holt said slow and loud like Marcus was a child. Marcus nodded. "They're in the glove box. I'm going to reach for them now." Holt didn't answer. He just watched. Art. Marcus moved one hand inch by inch, every motion announced out loud. He opened the glove box. Papers sat clean and folded just like always. Holt scoffed. "Wow. Look at that. You came prepared." Marcus handed the papers over. Holt glanced at them, then at Marcus, then back at the car. He leaned down and shined the light across the back seat, the floor, the trunk latch. "Were you headed so late?" Holt asked. "Home," Marcus said. "From where?" "From work." "At midnight?" Holt raised an eyebrow. "What kind of work you do?" "I'm a teacher." Holt laughed again. "A teacher? Out here?" He looked around the empty road. "Funny. Don't see many like you teaching around Pine Hollow." Marcus said nothing. Holt's radio crackled. He ignored it. "Step out of the car," Holt repeated. Marcus swallowed. He opened the door slowly. Cold night air rushed in. Gravel crunched under his shoes. Holt stepped back, hand still near his gun. "Turn around." Marcus turned. "Hands behind your back." "For what reason?" Marcus asked, still calm. Holt stepped closer. "You asking too many questions." A passing truck roared by, shaking the road. Wind whipped Marcus's cardigan. In the distance, town lights blinked like they were watching and choosing not to blink. As Holt reached for Marcus's wrist, a different sound cut the night. A low hum. Then another. Headlights appeared behind Holt's cruiser. Then more. 3 black SUVs rolled up, quiet and smooth, tires whispering on asphalt. Holt stiffened. He glanced back, annoyed. Dispatch didn't say nothing about. The first SUV stopped. A door opened. A tall woman stepped out. Black. Late 50s. Hair pulled back tight. Her coat was plain, but the way she stood made the night lean toward her. Then another man stepped out. Then another. All calm. All watching. Holt frowned. "This is an active stop." Y'all need to back up. The woman spoke, her voice clear and firm. Deputy Ryan Holt, she said. Take your hand off that man. Holt froze. How do you know my name? She held up a badge. Not county. Not state. Federal. Because you're on my screen right now, she said. Marcus closed his eyes for 1 second. Then he exhaled. The woman turned to Marcus. Evening, Colonel Ellison, she said gently. Holt's face drained of color. Colonel? Marcus turned slowly. Yes, ma'am, he said. Holt stared. His mouth opened. Closed. The woman faced Holt again. Marcus Ellison is a retired United States Army intelligence officer. Bronze Star. Purple Heart. He now advises federal oversight on rural policing conduct. She paused. And tonight, you just made his job very easy. Holt's radio crackled again. Louder now. Deputy Holt, stand down, dispatch said. You are to return to your vehicle immediately. Holt didn't move. Now, dispatch repeated. Holt's hand dropped from his holster like it weighed 100 pounds. Marcus watched him. Not angry. Not proud. Just tired. The SUV's lights washed the road in white. Cameras blinked red. Bystanders, drivers who had slowed, curious, now watched from their cars. Some filmed. Some stared. Holt stepped back. His shoulders sagged. I didn't know, he muttered. Marcus looked at him. That's the problem, Marcus said quietly. The woman placed a hand on Marcus's shoulder. We'll take it from here. Marcus nodded. As Holt walked away, the night felt different. Lighter. Sharper. Marcus got back into his car. He sat for a moment, hands on the wheel, heart still beating slow and strong. The engine started. He drove home. And Pine Hollow would never be the same. It felt awake. By sunrise, Pine Hollow was buzzing. Phones rang at the sheriff's office before coffee was poured. Emails stacked up like bricks. A grainy clip, green night vision, shaky sound, spread across town then across the state. Deputy Ryan Holt's face was everywhere. So was Marcus's calm voice. That's the problem. Those 4 words hit harder than any shout. At Pine Hollow High School, kids whispered in the halls. Teachers stared at their phones. Someone had slowed the footage down, zoomed in on Holt's hand near his gun, zoomed in on Marcus's still palms. In room 214, Marcus stood at the whiteboard writing a date. 1968. The bell rang. Students filed in louder than usual. A boy named Trent Polk raised his hand. Mr. E, was that you? Marcus capped the marker. He turned around. Yes, he said. The room went quiet. A girl in the front row whispered, they almost killed you. Marcus nodded once. Almost. Another student asked, why didn't you yell? Marcus thought for a moment. Because yelling is loud, he said. And truth doesn't need to be. The bell rang again. Class began. At noon, a press conference was called. Sheriff Claymore stood stiff behind a podium. His smile didn't reach his eyes. Deputy Holt has been placed on immediate leave pending investigation, he said. We take these matters seriously. Behind him, reporters shifted. One called out, why did it take a federal officer stepping in? Claymore swallowed. Next question. Across town, Holt sat in his truck, hands shaking. His phone buzzed nonstop. Old friends didn't answer anymore. New messages weren't kind. One text read, you embarrassed this town. Another read, we believed you. He stared at the steering wheel, replaying the night again and again. The still man. The calm eyes. The badge. He had trusted his gut. And his gut had been wrong. That evening, Marcus sat on his porch with a mug of tea. The woods hummed. Crickets sang. He closed his eyes and the past came back like it always did when things slowed down. A desert road. A convoy. A flash. A blast that flipped metal like paper. Voices yelling. Smoke. Blood. Marcus remembered dragging a wounded soldier to cover while bullets snapped the air. Remembered staying calm while chaos screamed. That was where he learned silence. Not weakness. Control. Later, medals were pinned on his chest. Hands were shaken. Words like hero were said. Then he came home. And learned that none of that mattered when a badge saw his skin first. So he chose a quieter life. Teaching. Guiding. Watching. Waiting. 2 days later, Marcus was asked to attend a town hall. He didn't want to go. But he did. The gym was packed. Old banners hung from the ceiling. Faces he knew. Faces that once looked past him now looked straight at him. Sheriff Claymore stood again. So did the federal woman from the road, Director Lenora Vance. She spoke first. This is not about one bad night, she said. This is about a pattern. Screens lit up. Data. Stops. Names. Times. Gasps filled the room. Deputy Holt sat in the front row, small now. Folded. Director Vance turned to Marcus. Would you like to speak? Marcus stood slowly. Every sound faded. I didn't plan to say anything, he said. But here's the truth. He looked around. I love this town. I teach your kids. I shop where you shop. I wave when I pass you on the road. He paused. And still I am treated like I don't belong. A man shouted, not all of us. Marcus nodded. I know. Silence again. But it only takes one, Marcus said. One moment. One hand near a gun. He looked at Holt. I don't hate you, Marcus said. But you need to understand what your fear does. Holt's eyes filled. He stood, voice cracking. I was wrong, Holt said. I saw a threat where there was none. Marcus held his gaze. Then learn, he said. Or leave the job. No cheers. No claps. Just truth settling in. By the end of the week, Holt resigned. Training protocols changed. Outside oversight arrived. Cameras were added. Rules tightened. Pine Hollow was no longer quiet about what it was. One night, a letter arrived at Marcus's door. No return address. Inside 4 words. Thank you for staying alive. Marcus folded the note. Placed it in a drawer. Life did not become perfect. But it became honest. Students listened closer. Officers stopped slower. People thought before they spoke. Marcus kept teaching. On the last day of school, a student asked, Mr. E, are you famous now? Marcus smiled. No, he said. I'm free. That night, Marcus drove the same road. Same dark sky. Same stretch of asphalt. He rolled down the window. Let the air in. And he whispered, just to himself, I don't need to be loud to be seen. The road carried him forward. If this story moved you, subscribe so more stories like this are heard. And tell us in the comments, do you believe silence can be power, or must truth always be loud? Your answer matters.